Jonathan Scott and Zooey Deschanel matched outfits for 2025 SAG Awards date night. Jonathan Scott and his fiancée Zooey Deschanel lit up the 2025 SAG Awards red carpet with classic matching looks. See what the HGTV star and new girl actress wore to the event. Zooey Deschanel matches Jonathan Scott at the 2025 SAG Awards. Deschanel switched things up with a unique spin on awards show glam, arriving at the 2025 SAG Awards in a tuxedo-inspired gown. The actress sported a floor-length black Giorgio Armani dress that tapped into menswear elements with a tuxedo bib and white cuffs. An oversized bow replaced the traditional bowtie. Her look coordinated perfectly with Scott's handsome Tom Ford cream tuxedo jacket, black bowtie, and black pants. During a red carpet interview with InStyle, Deschanel noted, "I actually feel really comfy, incredibly comfortable." She added, "It's vintage Armani and my stylist AB is amazing. He found it. We kind of reworked it." Scott took to Instagram to share a couple of photos from their awards show date night, noting in the caption, "I got the best one at Zooey Deschanel #SAGAwards #date night." Zooey Deschanel gives an update on her kids. During an interview with News on the SAG Awards red carpet, Deschanel gave an update about her daughter Elsie, 9, and son Charlie, 7. "It seems they may have an interest in filmmaking already. They're really into making little movies," Deschanel said. "They love movies. We watched The Maltese Falcon with them the other day, and they were totally into it." She added, "They love black and white films. Our 7-year-old watches Godzilla movies in Japanese and he'll cry if it's dubbed into English." Scott noted that given Deschanel's family history in entertainment, it's logical her kids have an interest in the business. "Which I would expect with the history of filming your family," he said. "I feel like they have to keep the bar raised." The couple help out with Elsie and Charlie's interests, with Scott serving as set captain to build what they need. Deschanel shared, "I make little short films with them," adding that she appears in the films or directs them. "But then they start doing them on their own too, so it's kinda awesome," she added. Deschanel presented at the SAG Awards with her former New Girl co-star Max Greenfield. The two took the opportunity to jokingly throw shade at Lamorne Morris, their co-star who went on to win an Emmy for his performance in Season 5 of Fargo. Who is Zooey Deschanel's fiancé? Jonathan Scott's job and relationship history. Zooey Deschanel made waves at the 2025 SAG Awards, turning heads with her appearance at the event. She also reunited with her New Girl co-star Max Greenfield on stage as they presented the award for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble in a Comedy Series. Following her appearance, fans have been eager to learn more about her personal life. So who is Deschanel's fiancé? In this article, we will delve into the details of Zooey Deschanel's relationship with Jonathan Scott. Who is Zooey Deschanel engaged to? Zooey Deschanel is engaged to fiancé Jonathan Scott. Zooey Deschanel, the New Girl alum, arrived at the 2025 Screen Actors Guild Awards on February 23 with her fiancé, Jonathan Scott. The couple turned heads on the red carpet, posing for photos in matching ensembles. What is Jonathan Scott's job? Jonathan Scott is a real estate investor, TV personality, and former magician. He is best known for co-hosting HGTV's Property Brothers. Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott's relationship history. Zooey Deschanel and Jonathan Scott's relationship began in August 2019 when they met on the set of Carpool Karaoke, where they were filming an episode alongside their siblings. Their connection was instant, and just a month later, Deschanel announced her separation from husband Jacob Hickenix, sparking dating rumors. By October 2019, the couple made their relationship Instagram official with a Halloween-themed post, and in November, they walked the red carpet together for the first time at the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards. Their relationship continued to progress, with the couple celebrating Christmas together that year, and later quarantining as a couple during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. By December 2021, they took a major step forward, purchasing their home, where they planned to build a future together. Their relationship continued to flourish, with joint appearances at events, including an Oscars party in March 2022. Then in August 2023, Scott proposed to Deschanel. With Deschanel's 2 children present, she said yes. Property brothers Jonathan and Drew Scott talk failure before real estate success. Since the Property brothers have been wildly successful on TV for years, it sometimes seems like everything goes right for them. After all, Jonathan Scott is engaged to Zooey Deschanel, who enjoyed many years of success before fans began to question if she was a Nepo baby. Reality, however, Drew and Jonathan Scott have had struggles, like when they upset 2 homeowners and one of them was almost arrested. On top of all that, it turns out that Jonathan and Drew Scott suffered some huge failures before they became famous. Jonathan and Drew Scott suffered massive financial failures before they became famous. In 2020, Realtor.com published an article about Jonathan and Drew's worst design fails. As a result of lists like that, it is abundantly clear that the Scott brothers have suffered some lowlights since they both became TV stars. Thankfully for the Scott brothers, it appears that they are well versed in how to handle it when things go awry. After all, it turns out that Drew and Jonathan had to learn how to recover when their lives could have fallen apart. The reason for that is before they became known as the Property brothers, the Scott brothers failed in ways that could have ruined their lives. In 2017, the Scott brothers spoke to people about their early life stumbles. A segment of that interview that can be watched on YouTube featured Jonathan talking about the aftermath of his failed magician career. "I wanted to be a magician, and so I had built all these props, and I had this trailer custom made, and I'd leased a truck. And I was like, dead set on making it as a success, touring, and doing stuff like David Copperfield." Unfortunately for Jonathan, his dreams of magic fame quickly fell apart. As he explained in the interview, Jonathan trusted the wrong person and he had everything he built stolen from him. "I was scammed and this person stole my stuff. He'd essentially put me out of business. I couldn't perform." As Jonathan went on to explain to people, his problems didn't end there. Since he believed in his future as a magician, Jonathan invested a lot of money in his act that he had to pay back after it was stolen. Feeling destroyed at the time, Jonathan decided to declare bankruptcy. "I had all this debt still. It would have taken me so long to crawl out of this debt, and I was so embarrassed that I had made this stupid error and I was, taken advantage of, that I didn't tell my parents, because my parents would never have let me go through bankruptcy or any of that. But I also didn't want to ask them for a handout, so I filed for bankruptcy." Jonathan went on to reflect on his decision to declare bankruptcy. During the same interview, Jonathan admitted that declaring bankruptcy was a huge mistake for him. "I will admit today, I think it was the worst mistake financially of my life, because I think that I really could have held out in over maybe 5 or 6 years paid that off. But I was depressed." In September 2017, the pop sugar published an article that cited further quotes from the Property brothers' people interview. That article revealed that, just like his twin brother, Drew had dreams of making it as an entertainer. In Drew's case, he dreamed of making it as an actor, and he worked hard to make that a reality. "I went to Vancouver to pursue that, and I was taking acting courses, networking, and doing all the things I had to do to make sure that I was being seen." While it is admirable that he tried to follow his dreams, things didn't work out and Drew lost a lot of money trying to make it as an actor. Based on their people interview, Jonathan and Drew failed to become a magician and an actor, respectively. On top of that, the Scott brothers' efforts to make it as entertainers also failed financially. On the bright side for the duo, Drew and Jonathan were able to make lemonade out of lemons. According to what Jonathan said during the YouTube interview, the brothers learned to be more careful about the decisions they made. "It was really a game changer for us because we realized how any reckless decision you make or leaving yourself vulnerable to somebody, there are people out there who will take advantage of you." Drew also told people that he believed he and his brother got buzz because of their entertainment background. According to Drew, that buzz helped them get hired to star in their show, Property Brothers. Jonathan Scott and Drew Scott are extremely rich despite their early failures. At the lowest points in their careers, Jonathan and Drew must have questioned if they would find success. As anyone familiar with HGTV or home shows should know, the Property Brothers have become huge successes. Over the last several years, Jonathan has arguably become the slightly more famous property brother. The main reason for that is the fact that he is now engaged to the famous actor, Zooey Deschanel. On top of being very famous, it turns out that Jonathan is also extremely wealthy. After all, according to Celebrity Net Worth, Jonathan has a $100 million fortune. His brother Drew also has a $100 million fortune as of July 2024, according to Celebrity Net Worth.